Hello, hi there, welcome back to my channel and I hope you're doing well and having an awesome day. Happy 2024, Happy New Year. Today's video is obviously another TBR BookTube, but I'm excited to sit down and finally film a TBR in real time because it's been quite a while since I've actually filmed one. I know I uploaded one a while back and that was a video I'd filmed quite some time ago. So the book that I had drawn the last time was called Dance Hall of the Dead, and it's by an author named Tony Hillerman. I got this book through my mom after she passed away when we were going through her things. My sister and I divvied up everything and I basically took all the books because I love books. I love to read. Hello BookTube, hello TBRs. Here's a quick brief synopsis of the book. So it starts out in, I believe, New Mexico or Arizona or somewhere in that area. I'm going to say probably about the 1970s or 80s, somewhere in that time frame. Long before internet, that's for sure. Immediately you're drawn into this story about this young boy who is little fire god who's about 13 or 14 years old. He is a young Zuni neighboring the Navajos and the Apache and some of the other groups of the Southwest. And we're immediately drawn in because he's training to do this ceremony as the little fire god. It's quite the physical endeavor where he trains for months running, and he has to be able to withstand all the trials and tribulations and challenges that he'll face during the ceremony. Immediately we're drawn in because he's murdered and we don't know why. And a lieutenant with the Navajo police is tasked with trying to find out how he died, why he died, and also why the boy's best friend, George, disappears as well. And we go down this long, mysterious trek trying to find George and finding out what happened to him, why he ran, what he may have seen. And it really dives into this mysticism that the Zuni people believe in terms of religion and the ceremonial practices, and also kind of diving into that 60s and 70s vibe with communes and the hippie kind of vibe. An archaeological dig happening nearby. There's this big ceremony and neighboring tribes are coming. There are FBI agents coming in to investigate potential narcotic rings, heroin, cocaine, all that icky stuff. So there's a lot of layers to this story. One of the things that I find quite prevalent is the mysticism element, and to be honest, I found it a little hard to follow. I'm Native American, but my tribe is Plains. I'm from Montana, so a lot of the ceremonies and things that I'm more accustomed to and the religious and spiritual background are very different. So it was unique in that you get to learn about the different ideologies of the Zuni and the Navajo people, but it was kind of hard to follow because it wove elements from the religion into the realism of of what the character is experiencing, and it was hard to separate what was actually happening. For example, there's a scene where Lieutenant Joe Leaphorn is visiting the commune at night, and he's kind of standing along the peripheral and he sees a kachina, which is one of these spiritual beings that is mentioned quite often in this book. I won't dive into the history of it, which is also fascinating, by the way, but he sees a kachina, but you don't know if he's actually seeing a kachina. It's kind of a mind twist, and it wasn't intended to be a mind twist, I don't think, but it definitely was. And okay, now I'm hoping this extra light is going to help, but I probably look a little ghostly, so sorry for the flip and the weirdness of the lighting. I don't have my typical camera equipment set up right now, so that's where we are. It was an enjoyable read. Once I finally got into it about halfway through, I found myself wanting to continue to read it, and I finally finished it this morning. One of the goals I have this year is to read every day, and I've been reading every night before I go to bed, and by the time I got about halfway through this book, I finally was like, oh, I can't put it down, and I would fall asleep reading, and then I'd wake up and be like, oh shoot, I don't remember how far I got, where did I end up, so I'd have to flip back through and reread things. Get out of there. And then I finally finished it this morning, And I'm filming this now so that I can actually read before I go to bed because I want to do my next TBR. And by the way, that's my Sandy cat. Do I recommend this book? Yes. It kind of blends like what you would assume a Western mystery is like, but it doesn't quite fit that category in the same way. It doesn't feel as rugged. It's definitely a unique story in that, you know, it's from a Native American perspective. It's not just a theme of the book, it is the book. It is just the culture of the book. And it doesn't feel contrived at all, which I find quite refreshing, because I feel like a lot of books that feature Native Americans can often feel contrived and as though they're doing a token Native person, or that it's just a bit of a stretch. Like, you see it on TV a lot. Like, oh, we have this Native American person and we're just going to throw in this random story about Native people and the struggles and the hardships they face, but without really diving in. It's very shallow. This is a deep dive into that without it, again, being contrived and without it being so obvious that they're trying to make it what it is. As a Native person who's not Zuni, who's not Navajo, I can't say that, you know, this is an accurate portrayal of that society and of the religious practices and beliefs. But as a Native person, I can relate to it to a degree, and I feel like there's some authenticity there. Anyway, if you're interested in that kind of vibe, if you're interested in mysteries and you want something that's riveting yet a simple, quick, easy read, I would recommend it. So that's where we stand with Dance Hall of the Dead by Tony Hillerman. Alright, so here we are with our next TBRs. Again, my Chocolates of the World jar. If you've been following along with this series, you'll realize, you'll notice that there are a lot more little pieces of paper in here, and that's because I've updated this. I've bought a lot of books over the last couple of years and I could not remember which books were already in here, which ones I hadn't put in here yet. So I went through everything and redid all my TBRs, and then I also added a new kind of category. So these white ones, for example, are books I don't actually own, but they're books that I want to read. So it could be a classic like Frankenstein, or I don't know, some book I do not own yet, and I can get it from the library, or I can buy it at the bookstore, wherever. So that's like a special treat to myself in this TBR. So, and then I have nonfiction and fiction, but they're all color coded differently, so it's all random at this point. But here we go. I'm excited. Hopefully for tonight I don't get a white one. Hopefully it's a book I already own so that I can actually start reading, because it's almost bedtime. So let's go. If I do get a white one, I'm going to throw it back in. I'm just going to be honest. Green. Okay, good. It is a nonfiction book and it is called Presence. This is by Amy Cuddy, I believe, and this is a book that I got as a gift for going to a conference, and I met the author there, and so I think I have a signed copy. So I'll be looking forward to starting that now. Anywho, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this far. If you have made it this far, leave a comment with a green emoji of sorts. It could be money, it could be whatever. I don't know, some sort of green color to note that you've, again, seen the green slip. I hope your year is off to a great start. I have some fun content coming up, and also I've launched a new website and blog where I just kind of talk about the random joys of life, which I'll have linked below. I'm so excited about this new venture. It's another goal that I had this year. So if you're interested in travel and lifestyle and all sorts of stuff, be sure to click the link below. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great and awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye!